Good morning. Welcome to Sunday. I'm going to get started and see who trickles in. Today we're going to talk about feelings, the nature of feelings. A couple of weeks ago I talked about the importance of not rejecting or meeting your experience with aversion. And last week I talked about self-compassion. So this seems to all tie together, at least to me. So today we're going to talk about feelings, the nature of feelings. So a little piece of instruction. In a minute we're going to enter into a meditation posture, and that's sort of the doorway into this space. And we focus on our breathing, because our breathing is something that happens in the present moment. Our mind can wander around in time and space, but our body is always here. So we can experience breathing as the doorway into now. But I'd like to address a couple of questions that I've received over a period of time, and some comments I've heard made in some meditation groups, and the idea of thoughts and meditation, feelings and meditation. Thoughts are not an interruption. In fact, in meditation, nothing is an interruption. We're just noticing that we're aware of this. So when thoughts arise, which they will, or feelings arise, sadness, anger, frustration, joy, whatever it is, just take all that in as part of your meditation experience, not in spite of anything, but with all of it. So when you notice that you've been thinking, or you're having a feeling, you might want to say to yourself, this too, I think this too is included in my experience. But for the moment, let's meditate. So I invite you to find a comfortable posture where you can be relaxed and alert at the same time. If you're in a sitting posture, just sit with your back straight, not like rigid straight, but relaxed into its natural curve. If you imagine there's a string at the crown of your head pulling up just ever so gently, and you tuck your chin in without straining or stretching the muscles in your neck. That just sort of straightens the top of your spine. You might want to lean back and forth slightly just a little bit and let your body come to a center. Side to side, then back and forth. For those of you who aren't in a sitting posture, you might be laying down. I know people who have had back issues have asked me if they can meditate laying down. My suggestion there is you rest your arm on the floor at a 90-degree angle, so like your hand is up in front of you. That way, if you fall asleep, your hand will fall and you'll wake up. So let's just start with a few slow, deep breaths into the belly. Being aware how breathing in might straighten your spine a little bit. Being aware of your body relaxing as you exhale. And as you exhale, just let your body relax and soften. Letting your breathing return to normal. Continuing to just soften, relaxing the muscles in your face and around your eyes. They do a lot of work. Receiving the in-breath, and on the out-breath, just continuing to relax your shoulders, your chest and your belly. Breathing in, aware of the sensations of the body breathing in. The air moving through your nose. The chest expanding. The sensations of the body breathing out, contracting a little bit. And just let your attention rest on the sensations of the body breathing. Some people focus on the sensations of the breath moving in and out of the nose, or the sensations between the nose and the upper lip. Some people focus on the sensations of the chest or the belly, expanding and contracting. some people focus on the overall sensations of the body breathing. Your mind wanders off, that's okay, it'll do that when you notice you're thinking. This too is part of your awareness. Just bring your focus back gently, without frustration or recrimination. Just come back to breathing and let your focus and your attention rest there. You can't do this wrong. The doing it is the doing it. The mind will eventually wander off into thought again, or maybe immediately. That's okay. We notice. We may notice right away, or we may notice after some time has gone by. It's all good. This too in the field of awareness. And when you notice, just bring your attention back to the sensations of breathing. as we come towards the end of this sitting, may the benefits of this practice help enable to you to be more kind and gentle with yourself. And let that kindness and gentleness help you see the world through kind eyes. May the benefits of this practice flow through you out into your households and communities. And may it be that it helps you bring gentleness and kindness to your interactions with the people in your home and the people you meet, to the friends you spend time with, to the people you just encounter, like the clerk at the grocery store or whoever. May the benefits of this practice be a benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be at ease and at peace. Thank you for your practice. Greetings to the people I can see on Zoom and the people who I cannot see on Facebook, and anybody who may be watching this later on YouTube. As usual, for the folks on Zoom, I've put my usual information in the chat, how to reach me, how to find out about these sessions, and my contact information. And I will also post that on Facebook. I had an interesting experience in this sit. Yesterday, the day before, I actually jammed my finger in a door hinge, and I was surprised at how painful that is. So I'm sitting here meditating, and I'm noticing it's throbbing just a little bit. And the first place I go with that is make it stop. So that's the natural place I go with, like pain and discomfort. And then I go to, well, I can't really do anything about that right now. Probably can't do anything about that at all. And noticing that it created a sort of a tension, almost an anxiety in my body, even though nothing dangerous or harmful is happening. Just sort of continue to breathe with it and notice it. Still hurts a little bit. But the reason why I'm telling you that is to speak to the point that we get to decide how we meet our experience. We get to decide whether to meet it with attachment or aversion or neutrality. Which is a good lead into talking about mindfulness of emotions. Feelings come and go. And probably the most dangerous thing that I have heard in the culture is you shouldn't feel that way. I don't buy that at all. Feelings are not good or bad. They are pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. They do not in themselves create karma. And one of the gifts of mindfulness is we learn to be with difficult feelings without punishing ourselves, without adding a layer of pain and stress by telling ourselves we're not okay, it's not okay, it should be different. We tend to meet these experiences with some sort of form of either attachment or aversion. I've talked about this a lot. If we're feeling good, we attach to that. I like that. And then when it starts to fade, because feelings change all the time, we feel bad. And then we say, I don't want that. So if we start to feel sad or depressed or anxious or whatever, we meet that with aversion, which adds a whole nother layer of suffering on top of it. So what would our lives be like if we just accepted our experience as it is and said, okay, this is a little uncomfortable and I'm still okay. Because the truth about feelings is the truth about everything else. Everything is impermanent, especially states of mind. They come, they go. So what I'm suggesting is a non-judgmental acceptance of all of our feelings. The joy, the elation, the happiness, that's the easy part. Okay. The anger, the frustration, the sadness, that's a little more difficult because we live in a culture that we're not taught to do that. The beauty of the First Noble Truth, that life includes suffering, is it gives us permission to be with whatever our experience is. We don't have to make it stop. It's just that difficult feelings are a natural part of life. Everything comes and goes, especially states of mind. And it's all about what we tell ourselves. I'm feeling a little sad, I'm feeling a little depressed if I am. And I'm telling myself, this is not okay. I'm not okay. I'm tired of this. I don't want it. So now I'm creating a narrative in my own head, which is the only place that it's going on, that is just sort of amplifying all that. And it speaks to what I have referred to a lot as the teaching of the two arrows in Buddhism. The first arrow is the wound. Boom, I feel sad, I feel angry, something has happened that hurts me. That's inevitable. We can heal that. The second arrow is the optional arrow, where we start telling ourselves we're some version of bad, stupid, and wrong for having this experience. Or we start telling ourselves that we're not okay, that it's not okay. And the truth is that our experience is always in two parts from a mindfulness point of view. There's what happens, there's what we tell ourselves about what happens. And what happens, often we don't have a lot of control over that. What we tell ourselves about what happens, we have a lot of control over that. So, the Hopi Indians believe that in every situation there's 88 possibilities. I read an article about that and an article about decision making. I don't know how they came up with that. I don't care. I just like it. What I have chosen to believe is that in every situation there's infinite possibilities, because if you lay an 8 on its side, it's the symbol for infinity. And the Hopi have a ritual where they will make somebody jump up and down on one leg until they can name it all 88 possibilities. And I'm not going to ask you to do that, but if you do, send me the video. So over here, my finger hurts. Not as much as it did in that moment. Over here, I can go to, this is going to be a pain in the ass all day long. Boy, that was stupid. Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Or I can go to, oh well, you know, this is what happens when you're moving furniture sometimes. It's up to me whether or not I'm going to meet this experience with more frustration and anger. If I'm feeling sad or frustrated or weird, how am I going to meet that, and what am I going to tell myself about it? And part of this is recognizing the body experience. Emotions and feelings, that happen in the body. We have a somatic experience. When I feel sad, it's like right here. If I feel angry, I feel it's like a tension in my shoulders. I feel like my shoulders are trying to like, fold my body in half. When I feel happy immediately, it's like right here, like this warmth in my entire midsection. And when I recognize that, what I'm suggesting is we just breathe into it. Notice it. If you're starting to feel anything that you feel needs your attention, notice the body experience of that, where you feel that. And just focus your attention there. And breathe through it. It's okay. It's a lot less stressful than the kind of ping pong that we do of attachment, aversion, attachment, aversion, attachment, aversion to our experience. So, one of my first ever Zen sittings in California about 30-something years ago. There was another guy in the sitting who I knew was having a very difficult time. And the teacher was really good. I can't remember his name. Anyway, my friend asked, what do I do with these feelings? And the teacher gave the best answer. He said, welcome them, be kind to them, treat them as honored guests, and eventually they will leave. They're like clouds, a little wispy at the edges, a little dense in the middle, wispy at the edges. And they're an opportunity to be kind and gentle. And the art of this is to have these feelings, to have these experiences, these internal experiences, especially like anger or sadness, and not be relieved, without being relieved of our ability to make good choices. Anger feels like a call to action, but what if it's not? What if it's a call for non-action? I get to decide that. I get to decide how I'm going to relate to this. Now, I'm saying this like it's easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. And I have to remember to do it, which gets easier over time. You know, mindfulness is a practice, like practicing the piano or the violin. And the more I practice it, the more I become aware in those moments of the narrative that I'm attaching to it and decide, does that serve me or does that not? So, I'm going to suggest that for this day, whatever you're feeling when you notice you're feeling something, take that as an opportunity to remind yourself that you're okay. Breathe in and out, know that you're okay, know the feeling will pass, and be kind to yourself. So, thank you for your kind attention. Any questions or comments? And check and see if there's anything coming over on the Zoom. There sometimes is, and I don't always notice it.
Thanks, Ken. I'm not seeing anything in the chat box.
Okay. Well.
But I know you said you posted some information there.
Yeah. Let me. If you come in after I post it, then it's not. Then you don't.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I've copied and saved it before, so.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.